So the next step is to remove the shifter arm. So I'm going to undo these bolts. That was very loose. I don't know why that would be so loose. I think they're actually the, what do you call the nuts with the thing in them? The washer here too, a metal washer that put that aside, take this one off. If you can even see this here. There's a little washer there too that comes off with the bolt. Okay, so in the manual, that's why they have you take off this retaining clip and then remove this unit. You just have to remember to slide that in there as I'm putting this back in. So I think I'm ready to remove the bolts here. So let me check it out. So the next thing I'm supposed to remove is this here. It's called the counter shaft retaining screw. Now it looks like a star shape, whatever you call those. I think I have the, hope I don't have to go to the hardware store just to get that. I may have that. Let me check. So I did happen to have a, what do you call these? I forget. Anyway, it's a T40, and I'm gonna take that out of there. And because my bike is lifted, it spins the back tire, so I put like a board underneath there to keep it from, hopefully, maybe I should put it on the other side. Or which way am I turning? Let's see which way I'm turning this. Turning this that way. Okay, that'll be good. Okay, let me try to get that out of there. I can put the board on the other side of the wheel. Okay. What is this thing? I do not know. Let me struggle with this. I'll be back. So this thing here was kind of a pain. It just did not feel. I used Torex T40 R in here, and I had to use just a a rod to give a little bit more force, but that really was tight. And finally got it out. So I'm ready to remove this and then the 4 access door bolts. So here's this little unit here. I'll go right in there. I'm ready to remove the access door bolts. And I think I will use a let's see what it is. These are 1/2 inch I'll see how tight these are. Oh, not too tight. Definitely Loctite on them. So anyway, I'll get these out of there. As you can tell, I'm becoming more and more less enthused about taping this whole thing. But I will continue. Here's the last bolt of the access door. So pull that out. Okay. Now, if all goes well, this whole thing should just slide out. There we go. If I can get this off now. As you can see, I had to leave this on. There we go. Okay. So I just have to remember this unit here. And I'm ready to slide the whole cassette out. That was very easy to slide out. And there it is. As you can see, I'll have a better shot of it once I get it up on the table. And forgot to mention that the only reason I'm doing this is because I have a 3rd gear issue, and I think it's the dog ears on 3rd gear, so I'm replacing the 3rd gears. Okay, so here is the transmission out of the bike, and as you can see, the detent plate is still on, and you don't have to remove that. So here I think the issue is that it keeps slipping out of 3rd gear in the transmission, and I suspect, and it only happens in 3rd gear, so that you would think that I'd have to replace the 3rd gears. And after looking at this, I can see, I don't know if you can be able to see this. Do you see right? These are the dog ears of the 3rd gear. And if you look down in here, if I can look it through the camera here, it has a slight wear on the edges. It almost looks like it's a factory cut because it's so clean, but you can see it's worn right in there. There's a good shot there, I think. So you can see it's worn on the edges. So I'm thinking that's probably it. So I looked at the new one, they're perfectly square in the back. You don't have any beveled edges or anything like that. This one looks kind of beveled as well. This is the third gear counter right here, and then the third gear main is right here, and that has beveled edges as well, but I don't know what they would rub up against. These down here, they look pretty clean, but I'm curious to know. Oh, I guess it would, yeah, it would slip into the second main, or second counter. So they would get wear, I guess. So I'm going to disassemble this. First thing you do is take out this neutral switch on the shifter drum. And in order to do that, with the advice of Big Ed in Scotland again, you take vice grips. You don't want to wiggle it or twist it out or anything. Take vice grips, get a good hold, and just tap it out. And then you would remove these clips here, and then there's little magnetic, oh, I don't know if they're magnetic. They're little rods that slip into the shifter drum grooves. So I'll get to that. But I wanted to show you, this is the Andrews part for the second main, third counter. Actually, right, second main, third counter. You can see how straight of edges on the back it is. I mean, there's no wear like that there. So I'm hoping that that's the problem. I'll talk to you later. Okay, so I removed the neutral switch peg, whatever that is, from the drum, which was kind of tough, but take a vice grips and just tap it out. It'll come out eventually. So the next process is to remove these cotter pins and then take a magnet, and there's little metal pegs inside there. Sorry, I don't know the technical terms, mechanical terms for all this, but so I'm going to remove these things here, these cotter pins, and then remove the other and I guess I can get these at the hardware store. You probably don't want to reuse these because they look kind of worn after the first time. So let me remove that and I'll show you what that is. Should pop right out. This thing here goes in the shifter drum grooves, and that looks in good condition. And I guess you want to inspect the shifter drum grooves once everything's removed here. So I'm going to remove these and then I'll get back. Okay, the first thing I'm going to remove is the shifter fork. I think that's third gear right there. Then I made a little thing down here where I can, so I'll have to work backwards with this so I can remember where everything came from. So this would be the shifter drum, this would be the main gear and counter, or main shaft, counter shaft. So if this came off that way, this has to go upside down and down there. So the second part is to take off, I took off a circlip off the top here, right in here, and it's highly recommended you get a pair of these. Knipex, Knipex, made in Germany. They're circlip removers, and if you don't have these, it's nearly impossible. According to, it was such a breeze, and Big Ed from Scotland said be sure to pick up this, and they're not cheap. It's about 45 or 50 bucks just for this. So, but it's worth it. I went in there, pulled it right out. So, okay, so I'm going to put this clip down on here on the counter shaft, and I'm going to remove the, I don't know what gear this would be, fourth gear, and I'm gonna flip it upside down here. Probably doesn't matter if it's upside down or not. And then this gear slides off without a clip, and I think this is the, this is the third main second counter. Wait a minute. I don't know. Third main second counter. So how did I just pull that off? So see, I'm already mixed up. I'm gonna have to review the tape. I believe it was like that. So yeah, it had to be, because those, whatever. So I can take that, flip it upside down, put it down there. I'm gonna have to review the tape actually to see how that went. So the next thing, I guess, there's a little ring here. And a circlip here. So the ring then goes down here. Well, I'm going to have to review the tape. I'm going to do that now to make sure what I just pulled off. Actually, I'll look at the book. Hold on. So, this comes off. And there's a little ring here. And then there's a clip here. And I'll get that off. So I'm going to replace this second gear third main, or third main second. This is the this is actually the third main second counter gear. The clip right here that I'm removing. So I replaced the I always get mixed up on the names of these, but the second okay, I replaced these two gears, the third main second and the second main third, or vice versa. And I just got in the mail the second main third. They, you know, this is the third time they've gotten it mixed up. They've sent these different parts. So if you get the Andrews, you can just order the part number and don't say, you know, second main shaft, third counter shaft gear, which is part number 299102 Andrews, and that would be the second main third counter gear, which is going to replace this one right here, which should just slide off along with the fork, the shifter fork right here. So we can replace that gear right now.